Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Codex Podcast. This is the pre-show, and I am your host, Sonny Kruger, joined by my co-host, the Rickford of Comic Books himself,
Woo!
Uncle Gary.
Thank you, thank you. It's good to
Yeah.
be here.
Glad to have you here.
Always.
Yeah, and today we will be reviewing the West Coast Avengers 46 franchise, also the first appearance of the Great Lakes Avengers.
Great Lakes Avengers.
So you've got it in one case, in your Avengers one. I've got it in this one, Great Lakes Avengers. It's misassembled, but it includes the issue.
Right, It's got the Great Lakes Avengers miniseries. Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go, right there. That's what we'll be reviewing.
It's Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, and then I'll be doing the five question, or not the five questions, the five statements. Yeah, for right or wrong.
And we'll decide whether he's right or wrong.
And then we got after that one, we got the random panel of the week. Somebody's not doing their taxes this season because they don't do taxes. We got somebody who's spinning their way onto the F list. So we got quite a bit of comic book news.
There we go. Well,
yeah,
looks like this is an important show to break it down.
Yeah, and you know what? It's been a little while, but I got some comic books at a store, so I was like, let me share them with it. Let me show you guys some of what I got. I took a trip to a comic shop I hadn't been to before. It was pretty old, but I was like, let me look. And so I got some comic books. One I got was The Punisher, Bloody Valentine.
There you go. And that's nice.
Yeah, some Palmiotti, a one shot right there. And then I love this cover. This cover I almost picked it for the best cover last year, almost. And then I saw it, I'm like, I gotta get it now. And it is the West Coast Avengers #1 for the new series.
Nice.
Yeah.
I picked up a book today that is my cover of the year at this point.
Ooh,
the newest Thor book, Alex Ross cover. Spectacular.
As soon as you say Alex Ross, you pretty much know it's going to be a good cover. And then I also saw something called Local Man. I don't know. It says there's Pepper.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I have not gotten it.
Yeah, and then if you go like this, it comes out like that. I don't know. I'm like, maybe there's some F-listers in it. Let me get it. I like the name Local Man.
Local Man. That could be. They ought to be one called Florida Man.
Oh yeah. Just talk about the urban legends that they've heard about Florida Man.
Florida Man. Yeah.
But also, it's been a little while. But you know what it is today? It's mail call.
All right.
I got some comic books in the mail. I was looking for some, what are some great Batman one-shots? And one of them I heard about was this one, Batman Detective Comics, issue 826. So I was looking for it, and I found it in a lot, so I got that one.
Nice.
Followed by, maybe I should make myself a bit bigger, right, to show off some of the comic books I got.
Go ahead.
And I also got this one, Batman Detective Comics 827.
Great cover.
Yeah, I really do like all these covers. They're really good. And then Detective Comics 828.
Another great cover. Look at that.
And then this one, 829. Pretty brutal stuff. Looks like Robin's like, geez, his arm. Like acid.
Yeah,
he's melting. And then it included 2 issues from the Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul 7-part story. So it had Batman Detective Comics issues 838. Somebody looked like, I think somebody was getting rid of all the issues where the characters were like getting their bones melted off. And then finally part 7, which was in 8.
Look how cool that is. That is great.
Yeah. 839, yeah. So that was my mail call. It was just some comic books I got.
Very nice. Very nice.
And what else have I been up to? You know what? I want to do a little chatting about our comic community. You know what? I saw something, there were there was a comic book group, and it's like for like Wolverine fans. So they post some cool stuff, some cool scenes. So like, okay, I'll join it. And it was a nice scene in House of X between Nightcrawler and Wolverine, talking about like about what happens in the afterlife. And Wolverine saying like, oh, what about me? And Nightcrawler says, when your time comes, look for me. I'll be waiting for you. A nice moment between the two.
Nice.
But before we get to that, Boosh says, let's get dangerous. So things may get dangerous here on the Codex podcast.
I don't know. It's first day of Lent. I don't know if Sonny's ready to get dangerous for the next 40 days.
I'll try. So I'm on day 1. Don't let me mess up just yet.
That's right. So Sonny's being mild. Sonny says, let's get mild.
Yeah, let's get mild today. But yeah, so there was this nice, like I said, the scene between Nightcrawler and Wolverine, and someone commented, gay. So a few people decided to jump on them. I was one of the people. Someone, because they just said gay. So one person said, we still love you. And I replied to them and I said, yes, queen, be proud of who you are. And then somebody else said, weird place to come out of the closet, bro, but we support you, buddy.
Nice.
And somebody else is like, don't worry, you'll be okay. You'll find happiness too. And someone's like, why are you coming out on this page? So everybody jumped on the person. I'm like, there you go.
Did you tell him that when he passes on to look for you, you'll be there?
I didn't. I should have said it, but no, I just said, yes, queen, be proud of who you are.
Nice.
And they did not reply to anybody. Maybe I don't know if they were kicked out of the group, but I really hope that they saw that everybody was assuming that
hiding their head in shame.
Yeah, but see, I'm glad we all jumped in and said, we support you. Be who you are.
It's a supportive community.
Boo says Sonny's motto is "Let's get deviant."
Let's get deviant.
You know what? I'm trying to be forgiving.
That's right. Mama's a little deviant. Yeah.
I'm gonna forgive.
That's right. Mama's a little deviant. This Sonny. You're right. You're right, Boosh.
I'm gonna take that comment off.
No. That comment will stick with you forever.
So we got a big show today. Comic book news. We got there was some pictures got leaked. No, not of me.
So those pictures aren't leaked. They're readily available.
You gotta pay for those. Well, I'm just playing. If anybody says they got a picture of me, it's lying. It's AI.
It's AI?
Yeah. Oh, that AI. Yeah, certain shows are even said to come back from Marvel, but yeah, so we've got a lot going on. And you were saying earlier you were okay. That wasn't the show on the pre-show, but he did say you found that Thor cover. Do you have it by you, or are you gonna wait to show it on after?
Oh, it's gonna be on After Dark. I don't have it next to me. It's the new Thor cover. It's Alex Ross, and it's got the Executioner Scourge blocking Thor's way, and he's holding his axe, and the axe has got a reflection of Thor coming toward him in it.
Oh, so, I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah,
it's really good. I mean, you see Thor from behind, the back of his head going towards Scourge, but then you see the reflection of his front and the axe. It's just brilliant. And then Thanos is standing by in the background too.
Okay, so, I'm gonna
cool cover. Great cover.
All right, I'm looking at something a bit under. We're in the pre-show. There we go. Yeah, we are in the pre-show. Yeah, the Codex podcast will start soon. Yeah, there's News of the Week, our Works the F list, and this week's review, although it's not mentioned down there, is the West Coast Avengers 46 franchise, first appearance of the Great Lakes Avengers.
Yeah, that's Captain Huron and Mr. Michigan and Lady Superior, and weren't they all named after Great Lakes?
Yeah. Oh, wait, I just see Boogie's comment. There's an A and I in the end.
Yeah. Captain Erie. So which one am I missing? Huron. Oh, and then Mother Ontario. There we go. Those will be the 5 numbers.
There you go. And before I forget, remember everybody that what do we have, Uncle Gary?
Oh man, we have all the socials, and if you look at us, you can just tell that we're positively dripping with them, and we want nothing more than to give them to you, baby. hit that button.
That's right, at the Codex Station. And two, also for everything, if you want to get some merch and meet the team and so much more, go to www.thecodexstation.com.
Absolutely.
And if you want another, earlier I was talking about Facebook groups and communities, things like that. Feel free to join the conversation at Comic Character of the Day, the great Facebook page that we're all on every single day.
That's right. I do cover of the day. Dan's picking the character of the day. It's our legacy from Archduke Kevy, who stepped away from it, but he's still monitoring it. And I think Tigra was our character of the day. So I put a pretty cool Tigra cover. And so there you go. You can go feast your eyes.
Yeah, and she even appeared in the comic book today.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
She was chasing nieces.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But all right, Uncle Gary. Are you ready to jump on to the actual show?
Let's light the candle.
All right. With some groovy bass tones.
All right.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to the actual show of the Codex Podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger, the man wearing the ashes today. And I'm joined by the limousine riding, jet flying, Ric Flair comic books himself. Yeah.
Woo! Thank you. Woo-hoo!
No
Good
one
to
does
be
as
here.
good as Dan does it. Dan, the road manager.
Dan's got it down to a science.
He does.
He doesn't even have to think about it. It just flows.
It does. Like a heavy flow.
No, not like a heavy flow. We have a heavy today, but not a heavy flow. Could be heavy flow's sister though.
Yeah, so, but I think a lot better and nicer than.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, but what Uncle Gary is referring to is that today we will be reviewing the West Coast Avengers number 46 franchise, the first appearance of the Great Lakes Avengers. Also, we've got a lot of comic book news. We've got Variant Insanity. This time, it's actually a tie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
First time in our history that we've had a tie so far. Also, we've got our right or wrong, and I will be giving the 5 statements today. And, of course, there's random panel of the week. Somebody doesn't do their taxes. And, of course, there'll be the F list. And somebody named the Spinner is spinning his way onto that list.
Well, let's get on top of that.
Oh, yeah. So I will get us started with the rundown. Madam Web wins Worst Picture of the Year at the Razzies. Which means some things that might not be getting Razzies, or I don't think so, especially because it's a show, is that there was the first picture released from the Green Lantern series, where you can see Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan and Aaron Pierre as John Stewart. But speaking of television, we had some losses in film. Gene Hackman, who's been Hollywood legend, also known for playing Lex Luthor, passed away at the age of 95, along with his wife Betsy and their dog. And so may they all 3 rest in peace. And also the voice actor of George Lowe, most known for playing Space Ghost, passed away at the age of 67. So may he rest in peace as well. And then too, there was something got leaked. No, it was not pictures of me. It was the Avengers Doomsday. Some pictures that are said to be concept art for the movie have been leaked. There's a lot of discussion. Is it real? Is it not? Is it really the concept art for it or not? A lot of people are wondering. But Marvel has announced two good things, and that is if you like the shows, is announced that two shows will be returning next year. One of them being Daredevil Born Again, will be ready coming out next year in 2026, and also your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which is the Spider-Man animated series, is set to come back again next year. And on top of that, there is, like I said, Daredevil's getting a show that's returning, but also Daredevil has a comic book that's going to be coming out, a series that will be coming out starting next month, April 2nd, which is National Autism Day. And that series is Daredevil Cold Day in Hell. And that will be written by Charles Soule and the art by Steve McNiven.
McNiven's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. And it'll be a 3-part series set more in the future. It was being referred to kind of like how the Dark Knight was for Batman, saying that this is going to be like that for Daredevil in the future. And then there are going to be some variant covers, of course. One of them will be Frank Miller doing one of them. Yeah,
so. I'm sure it'll be awful. His last covers have been terrible.
Yeah, but we've shown a few, and we've gotten a few people who've not liked them.
And Frank Miller, man, he looks like 30 years older than he really is.
Man. And we've got some comments in Boosh that said the first 2 OG Superman movies were pretty good. And
they were.
Before that, the good die young. Yeah, but we'll give you a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, a lot of news. So maybe I'll start us off with that picture from the Green Lantern series. Here it is.
I didn't realize Chandler was playing Hal. I like that.
Yeah, so he'll be playing Hal Jordan. And then, like I said, you're in Pure playing John Stewart. So it appears that the story of the show is going to be pretty much about Hal training the younger John to become the next Green Lantern. So yeah, there's not too much. I mean, we see them there, and the more we don't see their superhero outfits, the Green Lantern outfits, but yeah, not too much to go on.
Yeah, it looks like their car broke down and their rings don't work, so they're walking.
Yeah, that's probably the scene.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see a ring on him. He does have a ring on him.
Oh yeah, you're right. He
does have a ring.
You can see it. Yeah.
Yep. God, I liked him in Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, and there was a show in the there was a show in the 90s he was on, and they had done a pilot for it that it was going to come out again, and it didn't get picked up. But there's an article. There's a magazine. It's called Screen Magazine. It's online. I know it more focuses on the Chicago shows, but if you go to Screen Magazine and you look at their section for pilots,
mm-hmm.
you see Kyle Chandler for his show that he did the pilot for, and right next to him, you see this man from the Codex podcast.
Wow.
The article, the first time there was ever an article about me, and it was about a series.
Nice.
So when I see Kyle Chandler, I remember he's right next to me in that section. Yeah.
Very good.
And then look who's jumping on, Mr. Keith. Hey, Mr. Keith says it looks like a beautiful reboot of Highway to Heaven.
Might be, or at least Oa.
And, so I did make sure to get the other picture. So one thing we're talking about was the concept art from Avengers Doomsday that was leaked. Like I said, some people saying it's real, some people saying not. But here is a quick picture of the 6 images. We see that Dr. Doom up there. And in the corner, we see it does look like Black Panther there.
New Panther, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like a whole world of Hulks, but I don't know what kind of world, because they're just pretty different there, The Hulk, that's She-Hulk.
I guess, yeah, maybe. Or is it She-Hulk or is it Jarella?
It could be, yes. That's what I'm trying to wonder, who. Yeah. Let me see. Old Peter Quill, Star-Lord over there.
And who's he with?
Because I was running first from a distance. I thought Drax, but then I'm like, no, that's not Drax.
No,
he's wearing all white, so I don't know exactly which character that is. But like I said too, it is concept art, so it could be changing. Yeah. You see more Guardians in the bottom there, but it looks like we have Star-Lord. That might be Wong, possibly in the corner.
Yeah, that looks like Wong. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's Miss Marvel or America Chavez. I think Miss Marvel, maybe. And then the other one looks like maybe is that Doom and there's somebody kneeling down. So
You have to kneel before Doom, just like Zod.
yeah. So there we go. Do you think it's real? Do you think they were able to? Somebody was able to get that concept art and leak it, or do you think somebody just started this big rumor to get everybody going?
You know what? I don't know. I'll guess it was concept art that got leaked, and so now Marvel can play the publicity game and go, "Is it real? Is it not real?" and get everybody to talk about it.
It's a good point, yeah, because it does have people talking.
There's no such thing as bad publicity, as they usually say.
And let's see, Mr. Keith says, fake or not, it's great to see Dr. Doom's armor look as heavy and burdensome as his festering hatred.
Yeah, there you go. He's an angry man.
Yeah, I am curious as to how it's going to be, especially I think after we see Fantastic Four first steps. I keep going to call it baby steps. Fantastic Four
Baby
first steps.
Baby steps. That's funny.
But who knows? Maybe they're changing the call it that, or the prequel will be baby steps. But I think after that, we'll be able to know a lot of like, okay, here's who's going to be in Avengers Doomsday. Here's what it's going to be about. Yeah, I predict some time travel in the Fantastic Four movie. So we shall see.
I'll get hold of that time platform Doom has. Yep.
Yeah. But any of the other ones, like I said, so Marvel did announce that Daredevil Born Again is coming back, and the new show just came back, and I've been seeing more saying good. I heard a couple of people say not so good, but some people are like, give it time. Don't judge as soon as just one episode.
Is that released all at once, or is it an episode at a time?
I believe episodes at a time. I'm not too sure if they released one or two now.
Okay.
But then it's going to go to be weekly.
Gotcha.
I think many of us were very used to binge watching, so some people are like, where is it all now? I wanted to see the climax today.
Mm-hmm. Want it now. Instant gratification.
Yeah, we got to wait sometimes. Sometimes it's worth the wait. Yeah. Can you imagine if we released every episode of the Codex podcast all at once? We would be at 145 episodes in a row.
Yeah, there you go. That would be tough.
Yeah. Somebody would have to watch them. Yeah, man, how many hours that would be to watch us all nonstop.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
You know what? There are worse ways to be tortured than hearing me for over 100 hours straight.
Name them.
No, okay. You could not hear me for a long time and then miss me. That'd be more torture.
There you go. Now that's the torture.
But also, so there you go. How did I almost forget that first one? The Razzies. So, but Madam Web won Worst Picture of the Year. But that wasn't all. Madam Web was not the only winner because some of the other winners were, there you go. So, Worst Picture, Madam Web. The Worst Actor was Jerry Seinfeld for Unfrosted. The Worst Actress, Madam Web again, Dakota Johnson as Madam Web. And the Razzie Redeemer, I'd like to hear this, Pamela Anderson, The Last Showgirl. She redeemed herself. I've always been a Pamela Anderson fan. Supporting actor was John Voight for Megalopolis, Reagan, Shadowland, and Strangers. Wow, somebody really doesn't like John Voight. And supporting actress Amy Schumer for Unfrosted, director Francis Ford Coppola for Megalopolis. The worst on-screen combo, or worst screen combo, Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga for Joker, Folie à Deux. Where the awards that it won for the first one and then the second one.
Quite a difference in trajectories.
Yeah. And the worst prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel was Joker, Folie à Deux. And the worst screenplay was Madam Web by Matt Sozama, Burke Sharples, and Claire Parker, and S.J. Clarkson. So, Madam Web sweeping the awards.
I have not seen it, and this does not encourage me to do so.
Yeah, so it did not sweep the awards like Anora did. By the way, I think I gave Anora good luck because I mentioned it randomly last week. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, guess what I saw, Sale? And I mentioned Anora, and then it won all these good awards. So
Yeah, I want to see that. I look forward to seeing that.
the opening scene is really nice. The music and the visuals. What can I say?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so enjoy. But back to, the stuff we usually talk about, and like I said, superhero stuff and comic book stuff. But yeah, so Madam Web, I think there was one many of us kind of always knew from the beginning was not the best idea.
Even Dakota Johnson knew it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, even she did. She was like, no.
Yeah, they weren't even promoting that movie.
Yeah.
Running from it. Cashed the check and ran from it.
Yeah. Oh, Madam Web. Yeah. So worst picture of the year, Madam Web.
Well, she's a precog. She should have seen that coming.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, maybe that's why she ran. That's why she was trying to avoid all those interviews about it. All right, but any of the other news, like I said, also through the passings, like I said, Gene Hackman, countless amount of movies, and like I said, obviously, Lex Luthor, but countless ones.
Oh man, for me, it's Hoosiers.
Hoosiers, yeah.
Oh God, it's Coach Normandale. What? I mean, that is way up there on one of my favorite sports movies ever.
Yeah, classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then for George Lowe, who played Space Ghost. Now I've seen clips of Space Ghost, but I wasn't someone who watched it constantly. Did you?
No, not constantly. I remember the old show more than the stuff. And then was he also the voice of him on Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
I have to look because I know they say he played Space Ghost for a lot, so there's a good chance.
I bet he was.
And I saw even in an interview that one time it was to promote like Cartoon Network and Space Ghost that George Lowe, and they say he did this a lot of times. He would get in the Space Ghost outfit, in character. Yeah, so I saw this interview and they were asking him about like Superman, and he's like, "Oh, but Superman, but he pulled his groin the other day, so he's been out of commission." And,
nice.
Yeah. So glad that he, really loved what he did. Play the character. And Boo says, "Get Shorty."
Yeah. Just his cameo in Young Frankenstein was fantastic.
Bruce even says Midnight Express.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could go on. Yeah, many movies.
Unforgiven.
Yeah.
And of course, Popeye Doyle in French Connection.
Yeah. So a long legacy that legacy of amazing movies and performances that Gene leaves behind. Yeah, but I looked down to make it to 95 years old though. That's quite a life lived.
One of his last major roles, or maybe his last major role, was Royal Tenenbaums. He was great in that.
So I was hearing a lot of things about the Royal Tenenbaums. It's one on my list that I haven't seen, but yeah.
Oh, it's pure Wes Anderson.
Yeah, and I like his movies. I like his style, so it's just one I just haven't gotten to yet. But I will, and especially now with this passing, they should. I'm guessing there people have a lot of interest in watching it. That they'll probably put it somewhere on some screen for me to watch. Yeah. And Mr. Keith says it's hard to express how influential Space Ghost was on Cartoon Network, then Adult Swim, and what came after it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Bush said, he laughed and said, French Connection is what I meant. Yeah, so sometimes life could be pretty crazy, especially when you look at the circumstances of how he passed in for the 3. Even I was wondering carbon monoxide, but they said they ruled it out. And my Maria said she's an electrical engineer. She said maybe it was something electrical. Like it could have been something because they got for all 3 to pass.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then so anybody any more comments? Anything? So there's that Green Lantern image. We'll probably get more later on, and then the concept art. I really wonder if they do go forward with Black Panther, who will be playing T'Challa.
Yeah, that's a good bet. That's a prime role.
Yeah, big, huge shoes to fill in.
Glad they're recasting it.
Yeah, because I was like, I think too early to, Chadwick Boseman is going to be hard to beat. So I don't think anybody should try to beat his performance. I think one of those perfect castings, but still like, oh, I would have liked to have seen the character in so much more because there's, a lot of good Black Panther stories.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I think it's time we get a little insane.
Let's do it.
All right, then. Okay, so you know how variant insanity works, everybody. Take a guess as to what comic book had the most variants this week. And I will tell you, for the first time, it's a tie between two. So anybody want to take a guess? So Gary, what do you think is the comic book or comics?
Are they both Dynamite books?
I'd have to look at the cover again, but I would have to pull up the cover above to see.
Okay, well, don't worry about it. I'm going to say, I'm just going to go with old favorites. I'm going to say one is a Thundercats and one is some kind of Turtles book.
All right. Anybody else? Any guesses? Yes,
I got nothing.
Oh, insane.
I'm just going to blame Dynamite for being the perpetrator.
And Talking Geek, congrats on winning the giveaway for Codex.
Very good. Absolutely.
Yes, always remember, everybody, having giveaways, #giveaway.
Talking Geek had a good all-star cover he posted the other day. I like that a lot.
So, all right, everybody, give me a little bit of time to guess as to which comic book had the most variants this week. I'll give you that countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All right. Boo says G.I. Joe. And then before he was saying sure was. Yeah, I was a fan of the OG, but the Cartoon Networks was crazy as hell. All right. So in the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the comic books this week, they had the most variants were Darkwing #1 and DuckTales #3.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, the first tie. So, would you like to take a guess as to how many each had?
Say a dozen.
All right, Uncle Gary, going with a dozen. Anybody else? In the meantime, yesterday was the Pokchi Day, however you pronounce it, and me and Maria said, okay, we'll go and I'll get 12, and I thought I was going to get a dozen, and then I accidentally went over and got one more, and said, oh, okay, guess I get 13 yet. So Uncle Gary going with 12. Would anybody else like to guess before I do that countdown? How many variants did Darkwing #1 and DuckTales #3 have?
They doubled up on the Ducks.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see both of them. But here we go. In the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we do have somebody guessing. Okay, yeah. Pooh said, damn Darkwing. And I said, let's get dangerous at the beginning of the show.
There you go.
There you go.
Dangerous Duck.
And he went with 15.
All right.
So, this week, Darkwing #1 and DuckTales #3 both had 19 variants each.
19. Wow.
19, yeah. So, there we go. Boosh, you were close at 15, but.
Yep. You win.
Yeah, so,
you win, Boosh. Good job.
And like you said, what is more dangerous than some DuckTales and some Darkwing?
Dark Duck. Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. And next week we'll be having more variants because there's always comic books coming out, and there's always some with many, many variants.
Always.
19.
Always.
Weird to think that that a comic book 2 this week have 19, and we're like, yeah, it's a regular number, not too high. as opposed to the others in the 26, 27, and the
Well,
40.
well, well, Dynamite will be changing their tune when I mean they're looking for a distributor, so they're the guys don't want to carry their books because they have too many covers.
Yeah. Hey, can you carry 5? Oh, we only got 5 releases this week. Yeah, 5 each with another 25 variant covers.
Yeah, it's not, and they don't care. If it was that volume of books with 2-3 covers, are okay with it, but it's just evidently separating and sorting all the different covers and collating them are a big pain in the ass.
Yeah. But you know what's not a pain? Coming up with some 5 statements for me. I was
Okay.
doing it. So right now we are on right or wrong, and today I am the man with the 5 statements. Everybody, remember, feel free to let us know right or wrong. So I'll get us started. Earlier we were talking about Madam Web, so my question goes with that. First, right or wrong? I say Sydney Sweeney will play Spider-Woman again.
Was she Spider-Woman in that movie?
She was one of the ones. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, they thought they were going to win us over. They thought they were using sex appeal to try to get people in it, and still,
I mean, I'm a big fan of Sydney and her Sweeney's, so I will say that.
So you got to check out Man Web then.
Yeah, no, I won't.
The full movie.
No, that's okay. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say wrong.
You say wrong. I say right. I think somewhere, and with all these, like Doomsday and Secret Wars, especially, eventually people are going to look back at Madam Web and kind of laugh at it. But I think she's still very popular as Spider-Woman somewhere along the lines. I think Sydney Sweeney will return as Spider-Woman. Booge says right, and Mr. Keith says
I'd
wrong.
rather see her as Power Girl.
Maybe that could happen. All right. But now we go on
boob window look really good.
Well, now we move on from Sydney Sweeney to another story that is known for having attractive characters. I'm going to talk about Savage Dragon. My number 2, Savage Dragon should get a live action series.
Wrong.
I say right, and some of the characters I want to see.
Yeah, that's why it should never see the light of day. Wrong. They were not going to have heavy flow on the big screen. No.
Hey, we're just on our phones. It could be like, hey, look, I'm watching Savage Dragon.
No.
So Uncle Gary says wrong. I say right. I think I want a Savage Dragon show live action. Yes, I want heavy flow in there, and I want cesspool and dung.
No.
Booge is with me and says right.
Booge, come on, don't encourage this, Booge.
Hey, Image, if you're here, and if any distributors are hearing this, the people want Savage Dragon.
No, the people do not.
All right, number 3. Mr. Keith is with you and says wrong.
Wrong. Thank you, Mr. Keith. Nobody needs this.
Number 3. No one will ever fight more F-list villains than Batman.
No one will ever fight more F-list villains than Batman. That is wrong. That is wrong. Spider-Man's fought the Gibbon, the Kangaroo, Man Mountain Marco. Come on.
All right, and then Boosh said SD is one of my favorites. Dragon. But for that one,
I'm glad he didn't have STDs as one. SD, I understand. Savage Dragon.
And Boosh said wrong. He was like, I say right. I do think, because I was thinking, I'm like, it's always between Batman and Spider-Man. For me, I give it to Batman. But Mr. Keith says right. So, all right, so a little bit, yeah. Because if it's not Batman yet, then it's Spider-Man. But Savage Dragon, he's got some. I think Savage Dragon has some of the worst
you know what?
F-listers,
Savage Dragon's got more, F-listers than anybody. So no, it's not even Spider-Man. It's Savage Dragon.
The reason I give it to Batman is because he's been around so long. But Savage Dragon, has
no. You can't outdo that. Savage Dragon's the worst.
And he's in Chicago. They're all here in Chicago.
Listen, no wonder.
Yeah.
We see what Chicago gives us. Gives us a series within a series, guys.
Yeah.
Series about a series, guys.
Yay. But I got ashes now, so I'm all good.
Mm.
So I'm all forgiven.
You got 39 more days, buddy.
I know. Time flies by, right? So number 4. Since we're talking about awards, it's award season, I say superhero movies deserve to win awards like Best Special Effects.
Sure they do. Right.
So I say right. Yeah, I look
Mm-hmm.
at it, I'm like, why are they never even up for it? Or barely. I think maybe Black Panther and Shang-Chi were up for it, but I'm like, how could not Avengers and other
Yeah.
ones? So many
Yeah.
so many movies. They
I
don't
agree. I mean, editing awards they
get.
should get
Yes.
too. Yes.
And Boosh said, yeah, and Batman and Spider-Man are 2 lifetime favorites.
Same here.
All right, but yeah, so I think many of us agree. Even Bruce says, right? Yeah, so that superhero movies should get more awards, like special effects. And on my number 5, it goes with the comic book we're reading today. Well, it goes with the characters we're reading in the comic. I say, the Great Lakes Avengers will one day get their own live-action series.
No.
It's,
Wrong.
for number 4, Mr. Keith, it said right. So for number 5, you say wrong,
Wrong.
and I'd like to say right, but I do say wrong. I don't think the Great Lakes Avengers will get their own live action series.
They're not as bad as you think they are, but they won't get a series.
It could be fun. I don't think they will, but I would like to see it. I would love to write it.
Fun. It could be fun, but no, they will not get a series.
Oh,
I can see them making an animated cameo into something else, but they're not going to get a live action anything.
Boo says 5 right, hopefully.
Boosh. Don't, that's a long time coming. Yeah.
And Mr. Keith said right.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. Hey, who would have thought Agatha Harkness would get her own show? And Madam Web would get her own movie.
Nice.
Yeah, so. But, Uncle Gary, if you had to choose, imagine that. In one case, Big Bertha live action series, in another case, Heavy Flow.
Big Bertha.
Big Bertha all the way.
Big Bertha could transform back into something
stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, there we go. Our first one. Yeah. So there's our 5 statements of the day. Yeah. So the 1st one was Sydney Sweeney will play Spider-Woman again. We had some right and some wrong. And we had Savage Dragon. Number 2 was Savage Dragon should get a live action series. And we know why Uncle Gary doesn't want it, and we know kind of why I do.
Yep.
But even Boost said that Savage Dragon was one of his favorites. And then we had number 3, which was no one will ever fight more F-listers or more F-list villains than Batman. But some said right, some said wrong. Uncle Gary said nobody's going to beat Savage Dragon in that category.
No. Not at all.
I know we're getting the crossovers between Marvel and DC later this year, but it maybe be pretty interesting to have some Image crossovers as well with some of those characters. Imagine Heavy Flow joins Batman or Spider-Man's rogue of villains. Yeah. And then we did have number 4, where superhero movies deserve to win awards like Best Special Effects, and we were all agreeing with that one.
Gotcha.
And then number 5 is that the Great Lakes Avengers would one day get their live action series. And me and Uncle Gary both said unfortunately wrong, but Boosh and Mr. Keith said right.
Gotcha.
And now Boosh says, I think I've discussed Gary with some of my comic character choices.
This, Boosh, you're usually right on the money on a lot of things. If your guilty pleasure is the Savage Dragon universe, I'm going to let you have that. I think Sonny's been a very bad influence on you. So I blame this more on Sonny than you.
Yeah. I'm going to forgive you for calling me that.
Mama's Little Deviant is just he's been a bad influence. So.
I'm going to forgive you. And Mr. Keith says for number 2, he said Savage Dragon needs to be animated like Invincible. Fun fact, I once brought issues to church camp.
Wow.
Only imagine that. I wonder who the villain was for that issue.
Wow. Did they bring out the holy water in barrels for you after that?
Oh man, I really wonder what issue. Like, yeah, was it dung throwing poop around or Heavy Flow? Any time of the month.
Oh God, let's
His
not talk about that. That's
cesspool and his pimples.
wow.
Savage Dragon. Yeah, I believe was there one in the 90s, an animated series, but obviously it couldn't have been like how it was or how it would be like I said if they were to make it now, because I'm sure they probably had more um, things they had to watch out for, more restrictions. Bruce said, yeah, he said Sonny is innocent. Actually, I started reading SD in the 90s.
Boosh, I was giving you an off ramp. I was giving you a way out. Blame Sonny. It's okay. It's okay. Let him be your
No.
personal scapegoat.
Mr. Keith said that he doesn't remember the issue, but no one snitched. There you go.
Yeah.
It's out of all comics to bring to the
Yep.
Savage Dragon.
I mean that is just such a God. You know, Eric Larson took over Aquaman for a while, and I did not enjoy it at all. He followed up Keith, or Peter David when Peter David's run, and Larson followed him up, and I did not dig that at all. So,
Yeah.
And Savage Dragon, I think I only have him in some crossover books. I don't think I have any Savage Dragon comics at all. I don't remember.
What's your birthday? I think there's a certain issue with somebody's first appearance. You may have to have slabbed.
I do not need any of that Savage Dragon nonsense. I even have a Savage Dragon action figure, but I do not have a Heavy Flow action figure. So I do not want one. They don't need to make one. They don't need to make a dung figure. They don't need to make any of that crap.
I want a Heavy Flow figure.
See what I did there? Crap, dung. Yeah. So.
There you go. Fine. I guess I'd take that crappy figure too. But Boosh says, I cripple my toys because of Sonny, though.
Okay, well, so there you go. So Sonny has been influenced that he has hobbled them.
No.
Yep.
And Dan was saying that, our very own Dan Kelly said that the animated Savage Dragon series went for 2 seasons. Yeah. Mr. Keith said, that's right, Dan. I think Secret Galaxy did a video about it.
Really?
I'll have to check that video out. I may even check out an episode if I can find it somehow. Yeah. Oh, Savage Dragon. Always giving us some fun.
No fun. Just
No idea. But you know what else is not fun and is taxes. Well, doing them. I mean, depends. If you get money taken, who wants that? But it's nice if you get money back, right? You don't mind. But either way, there's one person who doesn't do taxes, and he's the Punisher. Our random panel of the week this week, it's the Punisher, and he says, "I don't pay taxes."
You're gonna have to recycle this one a month from now.
Yeah.
6 weeks from now. Yeah.
I think there might be somebody else. I think trying to somewhere else. I've caught somebody else. So I'll have to use the other one for that. But I know a few people who like to do their taxes early. So
well, I don't think he's claiming all that money that he takes off the drug kingpins and the dealers and the pushers and the slavers and all that stuff. He takes it and uses it for his war on crime, but he definitely doesn't report it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, maybe you see him there, just sitting down. He's in his whole outfit. He got his remote control, and he's got maybe like a beer or something in his other hand. He said, I don't pay taxes.
No, he does not.
Good old Punisher. And so that takes care of the random panel of the week. And now that we're done with that, it's time that we get on to a certain list. Today, joining the F list is Spinner. There he is, all in green with spinning things all around him, even on his.
Does the Michelin Man know he stole his look?
I don't think so, but he's a thief. So, and there he is. Batman punches the Spinner and says, "A roundhouse right should send you spinning, Mr. Spinner."
All right, I had no idea that was Batman villain. So now I see why your lame-o Batman comment. Yep.
And there he is on the cover of Batman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, damn, I even have that book, and I didn't remember him.
Yeah, The Web of the Spinner.
Yep, I have that. Was that 139?
I believe.
Yep,
So,
I've got that book.
Yeah, and look at that. He says, "Don't come any closer, Batman, or I'll turn the fan to full speed, and Batwoman will be doomed."
Oh, poor Batwoman.
And there he is. A bit of a more updated picture of him.
Yeah, a little more, I guess, modern. Kind of looks like, with that little thing on the top, looks like a Quisp in the old breakfast cereal. There's a breakfast cereal called Quisp with a little alien. And he had a little propeller head like that.
Oh, so I wonder if they got the idea from that. But that was actually issue number 129.
129. Well, I still have it. So
yeah. All right, Uncle Gary, would you like to take a guess? Before, you know what? Dan, when we were on the Rand panel of the week, Dan had said, does the Punisher even have taxable income?
Well, no, he doesn't report it. That's why it's not taxable. But that's right. Yeah. So legally, because he doesn't report any taxable income, he does not have to pay income tax. But he's illegally not reporting all of his acquired. Oh, he's ribbed for your pleasure. You know, he may be ribbed for your pleasure, but that spinner at the top, if that's the first thing that is the first contact made there, that can't be good.
And Boosh says, I think chess piece for some reason. Yeah, so there we go. There is the spinner who, as you can see, once fought Batman and, well, got punched. Yeah. So, Uncle Gary, what do you think is the story behind this young man?
Well, the spinner. His name was Robin Rounder, and so he always had an obsession with tops and dreidels, and he decided that in his life he would devote himself to being a fetish criminal, and that he would go with his childhood love and make himself a human spinner.
And there we go. You nailed it. All right, so here we go. The real story behind. It's a better name for him. Robin Rounder.
Instead of Robin Rounder.
That's what I was. Yeah. But the spinner's actual real name is Swami Yamar.
Oh, wow. So close.
Yeah, Swami Yamar. We know he's from Gotham City. Yes, it goes by the spinner. He's bad. He's American. And he is obviously a criminal. He's a con artist, just so you know. He's from Earth 1. He was created by Bill Finger and Sheldon Meldoff. His first and only appearance of this version of the spinner was in, what one is it? Batman 129 from February 1960. But as you can see, from like this image right here, he did appear in Batman the Brave and the Bold, where he got in a bar fight and obviously lost. But yeah, so here's a little bit.
His first appearance is in what?
Batman 129.
Oh, 129. Gotcha.
Yep. So Swami Yamar, was a Gotham City villain that went by the Spinner. And, as you could all see, he used a variety of gimmick weapons, including lethal spinning tops, to carry out robberies. Yep, he's a thief. He repeatedly clashed with Batman and Robin when he would escape, though. And one time while Batwoman was investigating a fake psychic called Swami, she accidentally stumbled upon Spinner's HQ after Swami predicted its location. She was captured. She was captured by him, as you can see in this cover.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, Batman and Robin came, saved the day. As you can see right there, Batman said, "A roundhouse right should send you spinning, Mr. Spinner."
And that book should be late 50s when that came out.
He stole Dennis the Menace's hat.
Kind of.
Yeah, so it was right at the end of the 50s. So it says the cover date says February 1960. So
it was right. So it hit the stands in probably December or November of 1959.
Yeah, so right at the end of the 50s. But yeah, so what he would do was he would be he would go out spinning. He was like obviously he's spinning things. What was it? Yeah, yeah. His only ability is deception, but the spinner had a counterpart in Earth 2. Yeah, his weapons, he used all kinds of spinning things that he would throw at people, including Batman and Robin, right? But then during the day, he would be Swami and pretend he was a fortune teller and a psychic. And then when there would be all these robberies, he would predict where they would find certain items. But then, like the idiot he is, gave himself up too many clues. That's how Batwoman was like, wait a minute. He told me where. She looked into him. He got her, did that spinning thing, that windmill, but Batman and Robin stopped the old spinner.
Yeah.
And then he did appear in Mr. Batman the Brave and the Bold. He was at a
The
bar.
TV show, yeah.
And above this, the image doesn't show up, but above it was a sign that said cool. I just think it makes it even worse that he would be under a sign that says cool.
Cool. Well, that's because all that spinning action is like a fan.
Yeah,
Cools you down.
Yeah, it's the only cool thing he can do, that goes with the word cool, because he's not cool. And yeah, and eventually in the bar, he obviously did not win. He lost. He's not that tough. He's got his outfit, but he doesn't do much besides, like I said, spinning things on top, using all kinds of items that spin stuff.
He now the Flash ended up having a rogues gallery member called the Top, and the Top was killed. But so I guess spinning guys just don't do so well.
No, they don't.
Spinning villains.
They sometimes, they come across characters like Batman who beat them and then eventually have them sent to jail. And decades later, they end up on a list called the F list. Do you think the spinner, Swami Yamar, can make his way out of the F list?
Not a chance.
I'm right with you. I don't think he's getting
not a chance. I mean, yeah. I mean, and the fact that he gives himself away when he does his stupid crimes makes him even dumber. So he is on that list forever.
Yeah, he's right there. And look at when you see Batman punches him, it shows like everything is spinning, all those circles around him, everything is just spinning. So he probably can't even be that. He probably can't be that tough. And maybe he may have, it may be kind of like armor, but the second he takes a hard hit, he's going to be spinning all around. He can't take it off. And I believe in that bar fight, I'm trying to think if somebody broke it off or not. I don't know, but I could see somebody's punch being hard enough to break the spinner's thing. Yeah, and then he's powerless.
F list.
Yep. So the spinner stays on the F list.
Without a doubt. Worthy of that list.
Oh, yeah. So the spinner stays there. And now it is time for a story that involves some characters that some might consider F-listers, but some people are fans of. And that is the Great Lakes Avengers.
Great Lakes Avengers.
Now, we both got the story in two different ways, but it's the same issue. We are reviewing the West Coast Avengers, issue number 46, franchise, the first appearance of the Great Lakes Avengers.
And what a first appearance it is. Upside down, face looking at you.
Yeah.
Mr. Invincible. Or Mr. I.
Yeah, Mr. I, Mr. Invincible. And he says hi there. So I'll start us off with some credits. Since I have them right in front of me, I'll just read them right from the book. And it is Avengers, West Coast Avengers, number 46. Is written in pencil by John Byrne, inked by Mike Macklin, lettered by Bill Oakley, colored by Bob Sharon, and edited by Howard Mackey, and approved by Tom DeFalco. So, the story of West Coast Avengers is pretty fast and pretty simple. We get a team of the Great Lakes Avengers stopping a robbery, and they claim to be the Avengers, the Great Lakes Avengers. And we get Hawkman, who was fired by the Avengers at the time. He's pretty upset, but he goes
Hawkeye.
That's a Hawkman. I don't know where I was going, but yeah. So
DC, you're going to DC.
Yeah, not going to DC. No Hawkman here.
No Hawkman.
Yeah, Hawkeye was fired from the Avengers, but he still decides to go confront these, this superhero team that is saying they're Avengers, and Mockingbird goes along with him, and she even reminds him like, "Hey, you still care because you're obviously going to see these, characters." And Hawkeye confronts them, he tricks them, gets in a little bit of a fight with them, but yeah, pretty much kind of gets along with them. There's a quick little thing. There's not too much to this issue. The biggest thing is obviously that it is the first appearance of the Great Lakes Avengers. Depends on how much that means to you, if you're a fan or not. There, what's it, Mr. Invincible, Mr. I. There is Big Bertha, and she is later on it's revealed that she is a supermodel, Ashley Crawford. So that's how she pays for everything. There's also Flat Man, who is like Mr. Fantastic, but he's just completely
He's Flat Stanley.
Yeah. There's Doorman, who becomes like a door you can go through.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you use it the right way, yeah. And Dina, for later on revealed to be Dina Soar, who was like
dinosaur
woman, Dina Soar. Yeah, so, and they said Mr. I, later revealed to be Mr. Invincible. He doesn't die because he's invincible. And so with the story, like I said, it isn't this huge one, like you said, even though you have the Avengers 1 Vision Quest, this story doesn't go along with the whole big story. It's all self-contained. It pretty much finishes. I mean, obviously, at the end, there's the letter that Wanda gets, but it's mainly about the Great Lakes Avengers. And I enjoy it. I think it's good. Just a little bit of funny. I'm a fan of the Great Lakes Avengers, so that means more to me, where somebody else, if you don't care, maybe you won't like it so much. But it's good, kind of simple. Not like I said, no big villains were in this one, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Like there was nobody like, oh, there's this huge fight, this huge moment, but it's a good kind of fun issue. Maybe kind of some might consider it kind of a filler. I'm not like reading the whole West Coast Avengers, so maybe there was bigger storylines going on. So some might consider it a filler, but me, I like it. I think it's good. I thought it worked. I'm a big fan of the Great Lakes Avengers. They get some points up with me, but I don't think it's a must read. Read it if you want. Pretty fun. I like the Great Lakes Avengers, and they're close to me. They're in Wisconsin. They're not far from me.
Yeah, Jamie's
in Wisconsin. Yeah,
they're in Milwaukee.
Yeah, so there was a time. Actually, I think where I live, I think I'm a little bit closer to Milwaukee than him.
Than he is. Okay.
But yes, he's Wisconsin. There was a time I lived in Wisconsin, but even though Hawkeye even realizes in the story, he's like, "You're not so bad," and he just says, "You got stupid names, but your powers are kind of funky, but maybe I can make it work." So now I could announce myself as Ashman. So if you make fun of my ashes, I just headbutt you.
Wow.
No, I'm joking. I'll just forgive you.
It's kind of violent for somebody that's being good for Lent.
Yeah, I'm just joking. I'll forgive you if you comment about it. But yeah, so Great Lakes Avengers being in the West Coast Avengers, fun, quick issue. I'm not going to go on too much about it, or I'll go on even longer than the story is. It's a quick read. I enjoyed it. Ashman, on the Codex podcast with the Codex Station, give the West Coast Avengers, issue number 46 franchise, featuring the first appearance of the Great Lakes Avengers, a 7.5 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10. That's not bad.
Yes, I said I enjoy it. I wouldn't say, oh my gosh, it's the greatest, but I think it's still pretty good. Yeah, so I say good. And then a couple points extra because it had the Great Lakes Avengers first appearance in there. Uncle Gary, how about you?
All right, so this is in the middle of the Vision Quest, storyline, and Hawkeye has been, he's been booted from the West Coast Avengers at this point, and Mockingbird brings to his attention that there's a group calling themselves Avengers that are in the Heartland, and so they don't just hand out Avengers franchises willy-nilly, so they have to go check this out. And so I will say that you see the characters and they're kind of, first they're kind of dopey and all this, but actually their powers aren't that bad. They're kind of interesting, especially Doorman. I really like Doorman. His powers where you go through him and he creates a portal from one place to the next, and you're not quite sure what you're passing through. It was a silly issue. It was a silly concept, and so I get the humor of it. So John Byrne, great art on it. He has a great classic art style. Fun story. like I said, kind of breaking the tension up between what's a heavy storyline that's going on in the West Coast Avengers at that time. So I appreciate, I can appreciate the break in the storyline with that. I think, it's kind of silly fun. So I like you, I will also give it I was vacillating between 7 and 7.5. I'll go ahead and give it a 7.5 to match you and say we both give it a 7.5. Solid book. It's fun, silly. Definitely not a must read, but it's very likable. And if you like stories that are a little funnier, a little quirkier, and if you like the goofiness that is the Great Lakes Avengers, then you definitely want to get their first appearance and read it.
Yeah, so there you go. Like I said, we're in agreement. West Coast Avengers, number 46, gets a 7.5. And now the reason I picked that one was because next week, Dan Kelly and I will be reviewing the Great Lakes Avengers Misassembled.
Ooh, there you go. Now you get even more Great Lakes Avengers.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So I'm very excited to review it next week.
It's kind of funny, too. Hawkeye got, booted from his team, so he's going to strong-arm this team into taking over.
Yeah, I'll train you the right way.
Yeah, I'll train you the right way. It's okay. Just put me in charge. It'll be good.
Yeah. And let's see. Mr. Keith says, let's get the brass tacks. Are the Great Lakes Avengers Bears fans, Packers fans, or Lions fans? I'm trying to think if they've mentioned. I don't think they've mentioned. I'm going to assume Packers fans.
Yeah, I think there was somebody in the. Then they have somebody with a Brewers jacket on. One of the bad guys had a Brewers jacket on. So I know they're supposed to be in Milwaukee, so I guess we have to go Packers.
Yes, that's what I would guess Packers for them.
They could be. Yes, they could be Viking fans too.
Yeah. I think they're trying to be liked in Wisconsin, though, so I would assume Packers.
Yeah, I would too.
But all right, everybody, that wraps up this episode. But before we say goodbye, Uncle Gary would like to tell you what we've got dripping and would like to give to everyone.
Oh, man. You know that we have all the socials, and we like nothing better than to give them to you. Hit that button.
That is right, at the Code X Station. And if you want, you can get some merch and meet the team and so much more if you go to www.thecodexstation.com.
All right.
See, we've got bios, we've got links to other things, there's a lot on it. It's a great site that you made, Uncle Gary, right?
I did not make, but our buddy Sal likes to say that. Sal created that site. It's a great site.
Yes, it really is. So make sure to check that out. And check a comp before we go. And Boosh said they support the Toledo Mud Hens.
That is a great pull. Great pull. And I think one Klinger, Corporal Klinger supports them too.
Yes. So all right, everybody. I will say goodbye. I will say have a blessed day as Ashman, and you may see me next year, the return of Ashman, because, Ash Wednesday's always on Wednesday, so the podcast should still be on Wednesday next year, and I should still be here. But everybody, yes, take care. Wish you all a great week. You will see Uncle Gary later this week on the Codex Station. Tomorrow,
character of the day, Sabretooth.
Nice. There you go. Sabretooth. It is. And then Comics Unleashed on the weekend, you'll be showing what you said you believe is so far the comic book cover
of the year, the newest Thor. Yep, newest Thor is my number one in the running right now for cover of the year. But we're still early. We're just in March.
Yeah, so check that out. That'd be this weekend on this Saturday on Comics Unleashed. And then, of course, there's always, Comics 101, or as Gemini AI said, 101 inches, where you and Mike, or, you and Mighty Mike Harbor are teaching Jamie and Precious some of the rules about comic books. Some of the things
that's right. Good stuff.
Thank you, and Booge. Just another good one, guys. Thank you very much for the comment.
Thanks for hanging with us, buddy.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I hope you all have a great week. I said you'll be seeing Uncle Gary on the Codex Station and more episodes later this week. For me, you'll see me next week on the next episode of the Codex Podcast. So I hope you all have a great day, a great week. That is a 10 out of 10.
See ya.